When you're ready.
Okay. You know, the first half, their defense just overwhelmed us, and they got in front of us, and we weren't aggressive, and we missed 5 layups, and we made a couple steals when it was a 6 or 8 point game, and got down, and we didn't convert. Marek missed a layup, Allen missed a layup, and then we missed another layup. So we missed 4 or 5. They really played well. I mean, if we make some layups and just hang in there, it's a 10, 12 point deficit. You got a chance to overcome it, but 20 is hard. They're really good. Once they got over their COVID pause, they played really good the other night, and I thought they were really good today. They shot it really well, and the one good thing that came out of this game is I've been trying to get Joe to be aggressive, and he's just been playing side to side. The second half, he went at people and got his offense going. We need him to score. Quincy struggled against their big kid. He's good, really good defensively, and Allen really struggled. We all struggled. Everybody struggled offensively. But I thought Kadari made a couple good defensive plays, but he's still got to learn where he can score, find his way to where he can get to the basket and score. But, rebounding, 17 down. We started the game, made a couple defensive stops. They got both rebounds and put them in. So it's 4-3. We're down, and we get a defensive rebound there. It's we're ahead. So rebounding is a problem, has been a problem, and will probably be a problem. I thought Boeheim, it was good to get him back out there. Obviously he hasn't played in 11 weeks, and he's just he's not really ready to play yet. He's had barely maybe 2 practices where he went part of the time, but hopefully his knee will react well to playing, and he'll be able to continue. But this was just a really bad offensive first half that got us in too big of a hole. But I thought that these guys really battled back in the second half. Really did everything they could to try to get back in the game. And again, I thought Joe was, he needs to play like that for us to be able to win games. We need him to be a good offensive player, and he is. And I think that will help us moving forward. But Allen and Quincy are really, they're really good offensive players, and they didn't have it tonight, and that hurt us. Questions?
Thank you, Coach. Our first question is from Donna DeToda.
Jim, could you describe the way that they guarded you? I mean, they pretty much chested up on your guys, and was it just difficult to get shots in general today?
Absolutely. The first half we were going east and west too much. When Allen got by, he waited for the guy to catch up to him. He's got to learn where to go there. But I thought the missed layups, there was 5 of them in the first half, were you can't do that on the road. 2-on-1 fast breaks, and you don't get a shot, and don't even get a good shot up. You can't do that. You cannot do that. But they're a good defensive team, and the difference in the halves, in the first half, Joe went off and just slid to the side. In the second half, he went downhill and got to the basket and finished and got fouled, and that's really what you have to do. When Allen went downhill, he missed it, or he stopped and gave the guy an opportunity to come back and get him. So, and we wanted to go to Quincy, and he just wasn't able to finish around the basket. He just didn't have a good game. Allen got some pretty good shots, but he just had a bad game. But their defense is part of that too.
Next question from Mario Sacco.
Coach, when you play these teams like a Pittsburgh and North Carolina, a Clemson that are physical and aggressive on the defensive side of the basketball, what can you do? You talked with us about how this team isn't, you're not physical enough. Is that what it comes down to, or can you do things offensively and defensively to combat that?
The second half we did. Joe was aggressive, and we scored 42 points. But that was the way we had to play in the first half. Yes. So the answer to that question is yes, we can. But we did not do it. in the first half.
Our next question is from Matt Hausworth.
Jim, having a full week off with that Louisville game postponed, I mean, did that have any impact on today's effort?
No idea. No idea. There's no way to know these things.
Our next question, Waters.
Jim, on their offensive end, Clemson was able to make like 53% of their shots today. You know, what were some of the problems defensively in guarding them?
You know, they had a good plan. They've got good shooters. They made enough outside shots to get us spread a little bit, and they did a really good job in the post. And I mean, they made every shot for a while. I mean, they made turnaround jumpers, short corner jumpers. Guy came in off the bench, hit a shot. I mean, they made shots, and again, our defense just wasn't good enough.
Our next question is from Stephen Bailey.
Hey, Jim. No, Boeheim only played 11 minutes. He's the only guy in your team's box score with a positive plus-minus. Is there anything to that, or is that just small sample size?
Yeah. Joe got going when he was in there and made some shots, so that was the difference.
Our next question is from John Johnson.
Yeah, Coach, quickly, you guys have seemed like much more comfortable when playing at home than on the road. And it seems like it's been that way for a lot of teams across the country, that the road teams have struggled in other opponents' gyms. Is it really as simple as that the home teams are just more comfortable because of sight lines and being in their own place?
No idea. Last year we won 6 road games, same guys except for one. So yeah, I mean, generally the home teams win. Generally, I don't think the numbers are that far out of whack. I think it's similar, but yeah, I mean, kids are much more comfortable playing at home as a rule, and yeah, I mean, it definitely seems that way.
We have 2 more questions. The first is from Danny Everman.
Hey, Jim. I'm curious how you would compare stylistically Clemson's defense to Virginia's, a team that's also giving you trouble this year.
Well, Clemson's a little more physical. They get out a little bit more pressure. Virginia's a little bit more back in tighter, a little bit tighter. They're both very good defensive teams. Clemson's a very good defensive team. They got a lot of veteran guys. They got a veteran big guy, and they're a really good defensive team, as is Virginia. They're a little more physical. They come out a little bit more, and it gives us a little trouble. But again, they played the same defense in the second half. They didn't back off, and Joe was just aggressive and got to the basket, and was the difference in the second half. And he can do that. I think he's been a little bit reluctant this year to go in those situations, and he's been limiting himself a little bit to being a jump shooter, and he's more effective when he does get by. I mean, he's going to miss some of those. He made them today, but he's going to miss some, but at least it gives us a chance to get an offensive rebound situation. And, we did a very, very poor job of trying to get on the offensive boards. We're usually better. But I just thought the difference is Joe being aggressive and getting by people. Allen tried to, but he wasn't successful. he did try, and he could not finish anything.
And our final question is from Dan Tortora.
Jim, just what you can say about Brahma's fight to get back onto the court, and just what he can do being back in there, freeing up Barak and putting him where he typically is.
It's just hard. I mean, he's tried everything he could, and his knee's sore, and it's hard to play this game when you can't run and jump. I mean, that's his game. His game is his athletic ability to movement, running, jumping. He's not a shooter. He gives us that. And he's doing everything he can to do that, but, he hasn't done anything in 12 weeks or whatever, close to it, I think. And, it's just, I thought he's moving, he's trying to be in the right positions, but he was right there. He just couldn't get the jump to get the ball, I'm not sure he's going to be able to to do much. You know, it's been a long time. We got 2-3 weeks to go. I mean, it's going to be hard for him to get back there. But I mean, we're just getting beat inside. You know, Marek's trying with everything he can, but he's just not big and strong enough to be in there on defense. You know, usually we try to make up for it on offense, but you know, we're no good on offense tonight. Our offense, we have to play well on offense to have a chance to win games. We're not going to win games with our defense. You know, so this was the worst offensive first half that I can remember us ever having, and you know, that's just something we can't. We have to be better on the offensive end.